Good morning everyone! Hi, hello sa inyo. My name is Maria Kathleen Angela Enforgoso and today we are going to discuss about the topic of interjections and their connections to the direct method. But before we begin our discussions for today, I have prepared a motivational activity for everyone. This activity is connected to our topic for today and it will help you to understand how interjections are used to express different feelings and reactions or emotions. So, the title of our motivational activity is Look and React. So for the instructions, look at each picture carefully and you need to identify the appropriate interjections that express the feeling or reaction shown in each situation. So in this activity, you need to observe each picture carefully and you will analyze the situation presented. Then think about what feeling or emotions that is being expressed and determine the most appropriate interjections for that situation. So, are you ready? Let us begin our activity, the title of Look and React. So let us start with number one. So what can you see in the picture? This is the first picture and it looks like there will be no class tomorrow. So if you receive a message like this, what would you feel or how would you react from that? Would you feel happy like, yay, yay, walang pasok bukas? And because you would have more time to play and spend time with your friends, or would you feel sad ba and disappointed because you were looking forward to studying? So what would be your reactions, everyone? Okay, very good. It seems that most of you would feel happy. And all of you says that yay or yay, walang pasok bukas. This is perfectly fine because everyone may have a different reactions depending on how they feel. Your answer is correct as long as it is appropriately express your reactions to the situations. So let us move on from the second picture. So what can you see from this picture? So from this picture, it's like you drop your ice cream on the ground. So what would be your reactions and what will you feel from that? Okay, very good. You would say, "Oh no, I dropped my ice cream." And you would feel sad or disappointed about dropping your ice cream. And that is correct. So for the last picture, it seems like you accidentally fell while playing and hurt your knee. Nagkasugat ka daw sa tuhod and habang naglalaro ka. So what would be your reactions or how do you feel from this situation? What would you feel from these situations? Like, ouch, it hurts. Like, ouch, my knee hurts. And you will be sad. Diba? Like that, yung reaction mo magiging ganun kasi mas nasaktan ka eh. So, masasabihin mo na, ouch, it hurts. Like that. So, very good. Okay, very good everyone. So let's move on for our discussions for today. So our topic for today is interjections. So but before that, the objectives are by the end of the lesson, the student should be able to first identify common interjections used to express feelings, emotions, reactions, and responses in various situations. Second, distinguish the meanings and emotions conveyed by different interjections based on their context of use. Third, demonstrate correct pronunciation and intonation of common interjections through listening and speaking activities. And last, apply appropriate interjections in simple oral expressions and real life situations by responding appropriately to given situations through the direct method. Before we proceed with our discussions for today, have you heard na ba the word interjections, or are you familiar ba with this term? Alright, please listen carefully to our discussions about interjections because later I will provide some examples to help you understand the topic better. After the discussions, you will also be given an evaluation to answer based on what you have learned from this topic. So, what is interjection? So, an interjection is a word or phrase that we use to express a sudden feeling, reactions, or emotion. Ibig sabihin, ginagamit natin ang interjections kapag may bigla tayong nararamdaman or may reaction tayo sa isang situation. So, for example, kapag masaya tayo, we can say like, yay or yehey. And if we are surprised, we can say like, wow. It's so amazing like that. And if we are experiencing pain, we can say like ouch. Ouch, my hands hurts like that. So interjections help us express our emotions through words. So, this is so second is it is often spoken spontaneously and it is usually not grammatically connected to the rest of the sentence. So, this means that interjections are usually spoken naturally or spontaneously. So, ibig sabihin lumalabas siya agad when we experience a certain feeling or reactions. Ibig sabihin, hindi natin kailangan pang pag-isipan ng matagal kung anong interjections ang gagamitin natin. Kapag may bigla tayong naramdaman tulad ng sakit, gulat, saya o pagkadismaya, kusang lumalabas ang appropriate na interjections bilang reaction natin sa situation. So, for example, like, ouch, I hurt my knee. So, yung tuhod mo daw ay masakit. So, ang ibig sabihin is, the interjection that we can say like, ouch, like, and you feel sad about that. And the word ouch express pain, but it is not grammatically connected to the sentence. Like, I hurt my knee. Its purpose is to show the speaker's immediate reactions. Interjections can stand alone or be inserted into sentences to add emotions, emphasis, or immediacy. So, interjections are unique because they can be used by themselves or they can be included in sentences. So, for example, we can simply say like, wow, this can already, the word wow is already express surprise or admiration kahit wala nang kasunod na sentence. We can also say like, wow, that is a beautiful drawing. So here the word wow adds emotions and shows that the speaker is impressed by the drawing. Like 'di ba, the word wow kahit hindi mo pa nasa sabi yung sentence na that is a beautiful drawing, the word wow have a already expresses reactions like na-impress ka kasi ang ganda ng drawing. So for the last is interjections are commonly used in spoken English because they help us naturally express our feelings and reactions during conversations. Although interjections can also be found in written language, they are more commonly used in everyday conversations and informal situations rather than in formal or academic writing. So in simple terms, interjections are words or phrases that help us express what we feel or how we react to a particular situation. So for our examples is like this. You can see from this picture like you see a beautiful sunset. So what would be your reactions or what would you feel when you see a beautiful sunset? Diba you would say like, Wow, it's an amazing and beautiful sunset. So the word wow is the interjections from the scenario or situations. And for this next example, it is like you forgot to bring your assignment to school. So the interjections from this is like oh no, I forgot to bring my assignment, and you would feel like you are sad and disappointed because you forgot it, like oh no, I forgot my assignment, I forgot to bring my assignment, like that. So here there is also different interjections and the feeling reactions of that. So next is our method for this topic is direct method. So what is the meaning of direct method? Direct method is also known as the natural method. So the direct method is a language teaching approach where the target language is taught directly without mainly depending on translation. Ibig sabihin, instead of translating every word or sentence into the learner's first language, the teacher uses the target language itself during the lesson. For example, if we are learning English, the teacher will try to use English as much as possible when explaining, asking questions, giving instructions, and interacting with the learners, instead of immediately saying the Philippine translations of an English word. The teacher can explain or demonstrate its meaning using simple English, pictures, actions, or examples. So, the main goal of direct method is to help learners understand and use the target language naturally. Parang similar siya sa way na natututo tayo ng language through actual communications. We listen to people speaking, we observe what they are doing, we understand the meaning from the situations, and eventually we learn how to respond using the language. So, the direct method also emphasizes listening and speaking. This means that learners are given many opportunities to hear the target language and practice speaking it. Hindi lang sila nakikinig sa explanation ng teacher. They are also encouraged to participate in conversations, answer questions, repeat useful expressions, and respond to different situations. Like for example, instead of simply memorizing the definitions of the word happy, the teacher can show a picture of a person who is smiling and say she is happy. Then the teacher can ask, how do you feel when you receive a gift? And the learners can respond like, I feel happy when I receive a gift, like that. So in this way, the learners understand the meaning of happy through the situations and the conversations rather than simply memorizing its translations. It also uses everyday vocabulary that learners can use in real life communication, such as good morning, thank you, excuse me, and how are you. Another important feature is the use of visual aids and demonstrations. For example, if the teacher wants to teach the word jump, then the teacher can demonstrate the action while saying jump. So, in this way, learners can understand the meaning through the actions without needing a translations. So, the direct method also focuses on real life situations. For example, when someone gives you something, you can naturally say, thank you, like that. So, through this situation, learners understand not only the meaning of the expressions, but also how and how when and how to use it. So this is also connected to our topic about interjections, since interjections express immediate feelings and reactions. They can be taught through pictures and real life situations. Like, for example, if we show a picture of someone who accidentally fell and hurt their knee, we can ask, how would you react? Like the learner may respond like, ouch, it hurts, like that. So through the picture, situation, and oral interactions, learner can understand that ouch, the word ouch is used to express pain without mainly relying on translation. So therefore, the direct method allows learners to listen, to speak, observe, or react and communicate using the target language. Kasi it makes language learning more natural and practical because learners learn through actual situations and meaningful communications. Next is using interjections through direct method. So, through the direct method, it involves teaching learners to understand and use interjections through direct communications, real life situations, and oral activities. It focuses on helping learners to understand interjections through context, actions, facial expressions, and tone of voice rather than translation. So, this means that learners do not need to translate the interjections into Filipino just to understand its meaning kasi naiintindihan na nila ito based sa context or situation dahil sa mga action, sa facial expression mo, or sa tone of voice mo. So, for example, imagine that student suddenly receive a gift from their friend. So, what would she feel when she received a gift from her friend? So the student maybe smiles and says like, wow, with an excited and surprised like, wow, thank you, like that. Kahit hindi natin sabihin agad na yung word na yung sentence and the word wow lang yung sasabihin natin ay nangangahulugan na ang galing or nakakatuwa siya. So, maiintindihan na ng learners yung reactions kasi because the situation and facial expressions and tone of voice niya is may interjections na agad yung word na wow. So, another example is yay or yehey. Like, kapag sinabi natin yung yay or yehey, it means like kapag sinabi natin ng nakangiti or nakangiti tayo na sinasabi yung word na ganon, yung interjection na yon, ibig sabihin is excited yung voice natin and maybe raising our hands, naiintindihan na ng mga learners na we are expressing happiness or excitement. So, in the direct method, learners can understand the meaning of interjections by observing the situation and the speaker's actions, facial expressions, and tone of voice instead of depending on translation. So, to conclude our discussions about interjections and their connections to the direct method, now we will proceed to our evaluation. This will help me check how well you understand our discussions and how you can apply the appropriate interjections to different situations. Here are the directions. So, you need to listen to each situation carefully, choose or say the appropriate interjections that best express feeling or reaction in each situations. You will be given 5 situations. For each item, think about the feeling or reactions being expressed and then you will identify the most appropriate interjections. So, good luck to you everyone and you can start to answer it. So that's all for today, everyone. I hope that you learned something new about our topic for today, the topic of interjections and how they can be used in different situations. I also hope that you now have a better understanding of how interjections can be learned and used through the direct method. Thank you everyone for your participation and for listening attentively. So our topic and our discussion for today is well done. And bye everyone.